score. Why do you think we keep score? We're trying to win. You know, and my opinion is anyone that doesn't think that, I mean, part of that development is we want to try to get them to win. And we're not going to do it every time. We understand that. But there's nothing wrong with having your players want to win and be competitive and learn how to win, because I think that's part of development as well. So, long story short, as I'm watching them warm up and doing their own thing, it just was a little loose for us. And guys were, a little bit distracted. And like I said, we don't want to step in and say, you have to warm up this way, you have to warm up this way. But we also know how they're going to need to be in an hour and what's coming at us. Maybe sometimes more so than they know. And I think we're just, I'm just thinking, what would teams, top-level teams be looking like right now? And we thought it got away from us. So, on the way down, we kind of instituted this little, no talking on the way down. And this is from Jerry Tarkanian. You remember Jerry Tarkanian? The basketball coach? And he took it to the extreme. He wouldn't let his teams talk at team meals, and it was all just keep quiet. Keep quiet, so that intensity builds. And players start to get focused. And, I don't believe in that. I mean, because we do our team meals at 2:30. 7 o'clock kickoff, we're eating at 2:30. That's a long time, not to talk. Well, obviously the meal doesn't last the whole time, but he was big on no talking at the team meal, no talking in the locker room, no talking on the way down, no talking. So we modified that and said, hey, on the walk down from our locker room to our game field, which is about 5 minutes, everyone's got to keep to themselves. You can listen to music or whatever, but everyone's keeping to themselves. And even in the warm-up, in the jog and stretch, we want them to get themselves ready. So I thought it was helpful. You'd have to ask the guys what they thought. One of them's here. So, but it's something that we try to do to encourage intensity to build towards kickoff. Again, 6:20, we begin our warm-up. Here's kind of what we do. We do a team jog and stretch in 2 lines. Sometimes we'll have the captains take them across the field a couple times, but it's kind of controlled. We'll do that. I usually have them move for about 6 to 7 minutes continuously with just movements. And then we'll do, some stretching. And then phase 2, and again, most of our stretching after jog and stretch is all dynamic. It's doing the same. It's not. I do give them a couple minutes for static because, players like it. I think Rose said there's no real benefit to not. If you don't do it, players aren't going to get injured. But psychologically, some of them like it. So that's what they like, and that's going to get them ready to play, and give them some time to do that. But most of our stretching is done, dynamically, hamstrings and stuff like this. Most of it's done like that. And then we'll do a little phase 2, which is more quicker movements. As Dean was saying, a lot of this stuff, and everything's more movement for 4 to 5 minutes. And we're usually done with phase 1 and phase 2, which is the jogging, stretching, and movements, in about 15 minutes. Then we'll move on. We'll take the starters and do some possession. And we kind of break it off. We'll do about 3 minutes of 4v4 plus 2, give them a little thing to stretch, and then 3 minutes of 5v5. So we take off the neutral players and have them play equal. And the other guys are, just doing whatever. We'll take the starters and do a few sprints, and then we'll do some personal time, mostly position specific. Defenders and midfielders, some long balls, some heading, attacking players, some shooting on goal. And then that's kind of what we do in our game warm-up. And then as we bring them in, about 8 minutes before kickoff, change tops, some final words. Rich and I will go around and give some individual words, and that's where you should use your staff. Because obviously whoever runs the warm-up, if you're the head coach, you don't necessarily run the warm-up. You're not necessarily in tune with what players are doing. You don't get a sense or feel of, well, this one's way off base, this one needs to be calmed down, this one looks like he's injured, or he's struggling, or whatever. So that's where, if you have staff or whoever does the warm-up is more in tune with what's going on, go around and give them what they need individually. Introductions, national anthem. Players go out, they kind of huddle together on the field and kick off at 7. So that's kind of our 90-minute funnel that we like to use. A couple other things that have come over through the years. If you have a pregame meal, whatever, we've given them a little something to read. Probably the last last thing they want, to be honest, is that, especially your college guys that think they read too much anyways, but we've given them like a little one-page motivational article that we see in the newspaper, coaching magazines, that just gets them focused about, especially sometimes that's particular to what we're about to go out and play. We give them that to read while they're at the meal. Just read it, think about it, no real discussion, but just that they start to think about the game even before they come in 90 minutes before. Last 2 years ago, Casey? 2 years ago, anyone seen Any Given Sunday? Seen the speech by Al Pacino? He's in the locker room inch by inch. Well, the guys we did some team building in preseason, and we cut out clips from like Miracle, Any Given Sunday, Hoosiers, just some stuff about team building. And the guys really locked on to a speech by Al Pacino. So before the kickoff, they would go in, they'd turn off the lights, they'd put it on our TV on the big screen, and they'd listen to it. Turn it up really loud, they'd huddle around, and as soon as I wasn't in there, but they listened to the speech, and that got them all fired up. So, hey, came from them, they liked it, something to think about. And we also, I think we had Nick Lovelace that would come in, and who was a former player of ours, and he would do like his own rendition of a speech out of a movie. He had this, I don't even know what it was from. Casey, where is How Fast, Too Fast, How Strong, what is that?
Some football movie, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a football movie that he embraced, and he'd always give us the speech to the team, so, there's some other things there that you can think about as a coach. Okay, so these are some of my personal thoughts to wrap it up here. You have to be able to read your team and give them what they need on the day. Like I said, when you're talking psychological or part 4, or the fourth component of coaching, if you go to the coaching school, it's important, and there's really no right or wrong answer. You have to be able to figure out kind of what they need to hear. I think it's important as a coach that right away when you walk into that first meeting that you kind of assess the mood in the locker room and figure out the tone, because that will sometimes be able to tell you what they need. And most of us don't see our players during the day before they're about to play, and we have no idea what they've gone through in the day. Maybe they had a bad test, maybe they broke up with their girlfriend, maybe they're struggling with their family. All these things can affect this. And you're just thinking about how we're going to win tonight. We've got to win tonight. We've got to beat this team, and they're not. They're like, I struggled on this test, and my dog ran away, and I paid the bill wrong, and this sort of stuff. And all this stuff affects you, so you got to kind of affect or assess what the mood is and try to give your team what you need. And I think it's really a skill that's try to really be aware of that. I believe big in it. I'm a big believer in looking at what the mood of your team is and trying to figure out what they got to hear on the day. I think it's really, really important. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes you don't need to. I heard talking to some Portland guys who's a big rival of ours. Clive Charles, who's obviously passed away and was a great coach in this area. Sometimes he would come in and he wouldn't say a word. Just a couple things, and he'd his big speech would be at halftime, after he'd seen what his team had done for the day. Obviously not all the time, but sometimes your team maybe doesn't need a lot. You can tell, these guys are ready. They don't need to hear the reviews and maybe just a couple reminders. They don't need a big speech because it looks like they're ready. You won't know until the kickoff, but hey, they look ready. They look good at 6:20. But sometimes less is more. Sometimes too many words, too much talking will deflate your team. Be careful about firing them up too early in the pregame meeting. When you come in first, that's not, my opinion is that's not the time to go, rah, 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 because remember, you're talking about a funnel. You're talking 90 minutes, 75 minutes until they have to be at peak intensity, when you want them to go. And if that happens too early, there's a letdown. You get them all, they're all ramped up to go, and in the 6:20, and all of a sudden, 7 o'clock, and it's just like,